Determination, simply defined, is setting out to accomplish something and letting nothing stand in your way. It's that philosophy that propelled Quebec entrepreneur Serge Godin to the top of the business world. And it's the same approach he's taken to building one of the most successful racing stables in North America. But this can't happen without a strong team. And on the racing side, the two men tasked with helping Godin realize his vision have been Luc Blais and Bob McClure.
And I know Bob, I tried to use him in the B track, but he never chose my horse, but he called me. He called me, said, sorry Luke, I need to call. But and just little thing like that, I respect that. And I see him, I don't know him, but in the paddock he was professional, you know. And we're looking at that, and I said, maybe I got a guy, maybe I'm gonna call him, and maybe Bob did a very good job in the beginning.
I saw him at Flamborough one night, and I had just moved to Woodbine full time. I think I hadn't been there a month, and when he came up and he said, oh, I'm gonna call you, and I just want to talk to you about, and I think he might have said driving some, and I said, well, I think he wants me to be his B-track driver, but I laughed. Little did I know he wanted me to drive all of them, and I don't need to say, I mean, at that point in my career, picking up a stable like Determination, it was the difference maker in whether I could make it at Woodbine or not, and it was a huge factor.
After several years of hard work and major investment, Determination would finally reach the pinnacle in 2019 when a colt named Forbidden Trade played the role of giant killer in winning the prestigious Hambletonian.
You get up early, you get showered, cleaned up, head out, and you're thinking about it. I'm heading off to hop on a private plane to fly to New Jersey to drive in the Hambletonian. You think this is it. This is what you work for. This is what you go for. I was excited, and, the nerves and everything. But when it was over, of course, that's a whole new world to me. I've never won a race where we need you for interviews. We need you for interviews. We need you, and I think me and Luke were in the grandstand for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, with microphones and cameras in our face. And then I got back down, I got changed and showered, and I remembered my plane was supposed to leave 2 hours ago. It's early afternoon. I said, all my friends are at home, and all the people who were happiest for me, really happy, genuinely excited, probably cheering at the TV. I think I'll go home and celebrate with them. So I did. I managed to we got our plane, we flew home. I met a bunch of good friends for dinner, and I went home and went to sleep, next to my wife, and woke up the next morning at 8 a.m. to my son jumping on me. So I said that's about as good a celebration as I could ask for.
I think in my head, I think we got not a shot, but I think I had a shot. I believe that horse in what he do at 2 and 3 was the goal to race him there, and my goal was to bring him the best he can feel. Was my goal.
Something Luke's very good at is setting horses up for races and pointing them to races, and I knew this had been on his radar for a long time. And you got to give him a lot of credit. No horse in Hambletonian history has ever qualified in 2 minutes or 2-1 or whatever he went 4 days before the Hambletonian. That's unheard of. And people probably looked at that line and went, oh, he wasn't very good. But Luke said 2 minutes. I think we followed emoticon, follow, brave, and that, we won by a head. That decision could have been what made or break the Hambletonian, and you got to give him a lot of credit for that. That was a bold decision, and it paid off big time.
Now that they've had a taste of winning the sport's biggest race, Determination is hungry to do it again, and hopes they have another Forbidden Trade waiting in the wings.
I got a nice bunch of 2-year-old right now. I don't know, like Bob say, we don't know where we're gonna land with that, but we had a good feeling, I think, with a bunch.
Yeah, well, he didn't bring me he didn't bring Macho Martini to Mohawk, I think, for the first 3 training sessions, because he didn't want me to see him yet. But every time he came, he'd say, my best colt's a muscle mass. So I was excited to finally get to see this muscle mass that he wouldn't let me touch. I think he thought maybe I go too fast.
Yeah, maybe.
But as soon as you sat behind him, it was like, you know, wow. And he's got quirks about him, like he plays with his head, and he's a bit of a goofy kid, like, but what a professional in once he hits the racetrack, and kind of a really cool horse to be around.
I'm not the bigger stalker, but I think Bobby, he sized me, he knows me now, and but that's good. I think you know, he did exactly what we are waiting for. You know, I don't need to say something. Or that's his job to drive. You know, he's the pro, and that's what I say. You know, that's his job to be ready when the race there. Me, my job is make sure the horse is ready, and we talk how is he, and that's it. You know, the rest. We know now what the way we want that. You know, that's the feeling I got. I think I don't know how to say that exactly, but yeah.
Well, there's a massive mutual respect between each other, but at the same time, people ask me that, and I'm a small pawn in a big operation. You know, I have a very small role in this, and I'm just humbly take that small role and try not to get in the way. And I just very grateful for the opportunity to drive these horses. So, and I do understand the goal is to get them through the season, and so I try and do that the best I can. You know, we want to win every race we're in. Don't get it wrong, but yes, sometimes we err on the side of caution. But when our horses are good enough, they still usually win. And but for between me and Luc, I would say there's a great mutual respect. We don't talk a lot because there's no need to. You know, if he calls me, usually it's just asking where I'm going to be, or you know, if I'm going here or there, or to go train or something like that. And before the race, he never bothers. And after the race, you know, we're both intensely competitive, and you know, sometimes things go well and sometimes things don't. And the next day we show up and we do it all over again. So, you know, the highs are high, the lows are low. That's the best part about this game. And but at the end of the day, we have a great mutual respect. And for me, I just meagerly accept my humble role and try not to screw anything up.